Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kylie. This is the Ink and Hearth Collective, where we talk about creativity, motherhood, and everything in between. And we actually have some goals for 2026, at least for quarter one, that have been set. And there's actually a Kanban board behind me that has been filled out, that has been poorly neglected over the last 2 years of really not using a Kanban board. And if you can see even better, there's been some things accomplished. So I'm feeling very proud of myself. I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but we are feeling good about ourselves in the planning process for the first time in a long time. So let's talk about the goals that I have set, how I'm trying to keep them realistic, and a quick peek at my Kanban board. So usually I have allowed myself 3 goals in a quarter. One has always been writing. The other, when I was more into content creation, is YouTube and content creation, which is come back. And the third I keep more for personal development. Let's just put it that way. Whether that be working out, getting to sleep at a decent time, and waking up at the same time every morning. My husband will tell you that I'm very bad at that. I usually keep the third goal to personal. I don't really count my work as like a goal, because it's a cycling thing with the audiobooks that I just know that I need to get certain ones done for their deadlines. And that's what that 4th hole up there is for my audio, which I will fill it out. I should fill it out to keep up with what I'm working on. But since having 2 littles, my roster of audiobooks for this year, I have intentionally slowed down because it is really hard to record when you only have one napping and she does not like to sleep. So it is a struggle to find time to record currently, but we're doing it. What I focus in more on right now is writing and the content creation. The main thing for the writing goal is to create a realistic daily word count goal, a space for me to carve out a half an hour to 20 minutes to half an hour of time to get those words out. What I have found is I've been able to combine 2 things together for the writing sprint. So I had figured that I would need 2 writing sprints logistically to write 1,000 words, because I can get, if I'm really on, I can get 1,000 words in 25 to 30 minutes. Normally I get more like between 600 and 700 words on an average day. That's always been my average. So I got a walking pad for Christmas because I wanted to move more. I wanted to do work while I was moving. And the 30 minutes that I take on the walking pad is the perfect time to write more words, because I also got a desk for the walking pad. So I have been able to successfully hit my word count goal for the month so far. And I'm actually a little bit ahead for the word count goal because I've also been taking advantage of the voice recorder. So I've been recording chapter synopses or dialogue that I want, and then I just go back through and put the descriptors in, because there's a little nice addition to the voice recorder app where you actually can copy and transcribe what you have recorded into the written transcript. Now, it's not accurate, and if you're writing fantasy, you're gonna have to go in and change some words, but it's been very helpful in those days where I haven't been able to necessarily jump on the walking pad, or I know I'm not going to be able to jump on the walking pad and get that 20 to 30 minutes in that I would normally get in a writing. And I actually recorded 820 some odd words the other day just on the voice memo. And so when I sat down, I plugged it all in and I was able to add a 200 some odd words extra, starting to fill in the dialogue around it. And that was very helpful because I honestly would not have written that day if I had chosen to just stick to the walking pad rule. So I've been a little bit flexible with myself. But the name of the game for this year, since I have not written anything in 2 years, due to burnout and just avoidance, I think, imposter syndrome, ever being afraid that you're never going to write again, you're never going to publish again, in the throes of littles and babies, I just want consistency. That's all I want. I just want to have a consistent, realistic, daily habit of writing. And I don't write on Sundays. I don't allow myself to write on Sundays. That's my off day of everything. But yeah, so the writing goals have been going pretty good. And I will show you how I plan my time here in a second. The second goal is getting back into content creation. I don't plan to upload more than once a week. And I have a very specific direction where I'm going now, and I feel like I have my heading. It's very clear, and I'm ready. I feel like it is doable now, where the last 2 years has just not been doable. I had to stop. It was causing more of a stress and a headache than it was, fulfilling or pleasurable to do. So now I feel like I'm more in the realm of, I have things to say. I have a lot of things to say, but I'm able to put them into words properly and have the time behind me that I can actually speak on them. So yeah, as you can see, I have 4 sticky notes down there already done because I have batch videoed the first 4 videos back, including this one. So I am now working on, for next week, batching the next 3 videos for the next month, which I'm really excited about. I know it can't always be like that. Sometimes I'll get really close to when I need to record versus when I'm going to upload. But for me, I do like a buffer, especially when I know what I'm going to be talking about and I'm able to outline it much like you would a plot and kind of have my thoughts organized properly on teleprompter or on a notepad where I can just be like, okay, and next topic and next note and next thing I wanted to say, just so I don't ramble. And then the third goal, which is the personal side, this one that I just have up here is a reminder so that I visually see it, that I want to get between 4 to 5 hours of exercise a week. Last week I was able to get in, I want to say I got like 3.5 hours last week, starting back into the walking and also doing Pilates and some weights. But this week I've been able to do more and go farther on the walking pad, so I'm increasing my speed. So 4 to 5 hours a week of moving and exercising just to keep me sane because it's been helping a lot. So I'm going to flip you around to show you down here how I plan my rough idea of how many days and how many words I need to write in a day to keep me on task. So a lot of you have been here before. This is, again, what I've been using since, I want to say 2016, 2017. It's been almost 10 years I've been using this system. But this is the HB90 method from Sarra, and she has this handy dandy thing for the quarter where she has her time estimator and the number of days you plan to work. How you figure this out is you count up the number of work days from the calendar, which January, February, March is 90, because there's 28 days in February this year. Figure out your sick days or days that you're not going to be working, like holidays, birthdays, mental health days, kids' sick days, and then you subtract those, and that's how you get your working days for Q4. You can even add in additional days for bonus time, like if you do a double down day. But right now, I just do the minimum. So for January, you can see an example. I am not working Sundays for writing, and then that day is off for birthday. And then I have 3 days where I have taken for, days off for the kids if they get sick, and then 3 days off if I just am not into it that day, or I can't get to it that day. So the daily word count that I have set for myself is just 1,000 words. And so for the days that I have available, that's 20K, which is really good. And down here, it's kind of the same, only there's 28 days, so I'm only going to get about 17K. And then down here, there's a lot of days off because my kids decided that they wanted to be born here and here. So I just took all 3 of those days off. And there's 5 Sundays in March. So there's only 18 days, and that gives me 18,000 words. And these 2 months alone should probably get me to the end of the book. But if I have a little bit of layover on this month, that's totally fine. And then what I do is you have the month, and I have January over here, all of everything rewritten over here, and then I just plug in my daily word counts. This was a day that I was supposed to write, but I didn't get to it. And then I have the word count tracker that Sarra gives us in the planning process, and I just keep up with it like that. And then obviously you have February, March, and then, ongoing tasks, that sort of thing that you can plug in. I don't do the ideal example weekly schedule because I have children and I have our own kind of schedule that we go over. So from there, what you do is you break down your projects, your goals, into your projects and then into your tasks, which then end up on the Kanban board behind me. So as you can see, I have color-coded my Kanban board. And if you're ever wondering what my setup is now, it's still the same as it was upstairs in the kiddos room, which is my daughter's room now, but my husband has jazzed it up for me. That's the recording booth on the other side. So the room is kind of split in half. It's like a room in a room. But over here, we have the word counts for the month that I need to hit. We have which I've already hit 5,000. We have the YouTube content creation stuff, and then we have the workout stuff. I will put my audiobooks up here afterwards. But I actually have a Kanban board this year, and it's actually being used. And I didn't overload myself intentionally. One of the things that I've learned recently is that you don't want to overload yourself. I used to be someone who just piled on what I thought I could get done in a month or 3 months. And I have now accepted that less is more. So we do the bare minimum of what we need to do, and anything extra, we celebrate it. So that is Q1's goals. They're not really going to change much throughout the year. The big thing for me this year is just to be consistent and to get this first book of, I think, 4 done so that I can get onto the rewrites and actually throw my hat into the publishing ring again, which is really exciting. So from me to you guys, God bless and don't stress.